Today our topic is the Stoic approach to handling regret. Regret is something everyone feels at some point in life. It's that heavy feeling in your chest when you think about the past, about mistakes you made, or opportunities you missed. Maybe you said something hurtful to someone you care about, or you didn't take a chance when you had the opportunity. Regret can feel like a weight that holds you down, but the Stoics, ancient philosophers who focused on living a good life, had a different way of looking at it. They believed that regret doesn't have to control you. Instead, it can be a teacher, a tool to help you grow and become stronger. Let's explore how Stoicism can help us handle regret in a way that brings peace and wisdom. First, let's understand what Stoicism is. Stoicism is a philosophy that started in ancient Greece and Rome. It teaches us how to live a good life by focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we can't. The Stoics believed that our emotions, like regret, are not caused by the events themselves, but by how we think about those events. This means that if we change the way we think, we can change how we feel. Regret, then, is not something that happens to use, it's something we create in our minds. But the good news is, if we created it, we can also change it. So, how do the Stoics handle regret? The first step is acceptance. The Stoics believe that everything that happens is part of the natural order of the universe. Even our mistakes and failures are part of this order. When we feel regret, it's often because we're fighting against what has already happened. We wish we could go back and change the past, but we can't. The Stoics remind us that the past is out of our control. What's done is done. Instead of fighting it, we need to accept it. This doesn't mean we have to like what happened, but we do have to acknowledge it. Acceptance is the first step to moving forward. The second step is learning from our regrets. The Stoics believe that every experience, good or bad, has something to teach us. Regret is no different. When we feel regret, it's a sign that we care about doing the right thing. It shows that we have values, and that we want to live in a way that aligns with those values. Instead of letting regret drag us down, we can use it as a tool for self-reflection. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I grow from it? What will I do differently in the future? By asking these questions, we turn regret into a teacher rather than a tormentor. The third step is focusing on what we can control. One of the core ideas of Stoicism is the distinction between what's in our control and what's not. We can't control the past, but we can control how we respond to it. We can't change what happened, but we can change how we think about it. When we focus on what we can control, our actions, our thoughts, our attitudes, we take back our power. Instead of being stuck in regret, we can choose to move forward. We can choose to act in ways that align with our values and make better decisions in the future. Another important Stoic idea is the concept of Amor fati, which means love of fate. This means accepting everything that happens, even the things we don't like, as part of our journey. The Stoics believed that everything happens for a reason, even if we don't understand it at the time. When we embrace this idea, we stop fighting against our regrets and start seeing them as part of our story. Every mistake, every failure, every regret is a piece of who we are. Instead of wishing things had been different, we can learn to appreciate the lessons they've taught us. This doesn't mean we have to be happy about our mistakes, but it does mean we can find meaning in them. The Stoics also remind us that regret often comes from unrealistic expectations. We expect ourselves to be perfect, to never make mistakes, to always make the right choices. But this is impossible. We're human and humans are imperfect. The Stoics encourage us to be kinder to ourselves. Instead of beating ourselves up over our regrets, we can recognize that we did the best we could with the knowledge and resources we had at the time. Maybe we didn't know better, or maybe we were under a lot of stress. Whatever the reason, we need to give ourselves the same compassion we would give to a friend. Another key Stoic practice is mindfulness, or living in the present moment. Regret keeps us stuck in the past, but the present is where we have the power to act. The Stoics believed that the only moment we truly have is the present. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. By focusing on the present, we can let go of regret and focus on what we can do right now. This doesn't mean we ignore the past or forget our mistakes, but it does mean we don't let them control us. We can learn from the past, but we don't have to live in it. Finally, the Stoics remind us that life is short and unpredictable. This might sound like a sad thought, but it's actually a powerful motivator. When we realize that our time is limited, we're more likely to focus on what truly matters. Instead of dwelling on regrets, we can use our time to live in a way that aligns with our values. We can focus on being kind, helping others, and pursuing our goals. When we live with purpose, regret loses its power over us. So, how can you start applying these Stoic ideas to your own life? First, when you feel regret, take a moment to pause. Acknowledge the feeling, but don't let it overwhelm you. Remind yourself that the past is out of your control. Then, ask yourself what you can learn from the experience. What will you do differently next time? Next, focus on what you can control: your actions, your thoughts, your attitude. Choose to act in a way that aligns with your values. Practice self-compassion and remind yourself that you're human. Finally, bring your attention back to the present moment. What can you do right now to live a good life? Handling regret isn't easy, but with the Stoic approach, it becomes manageable. Instead of being a source of pain, regret can become a source of growth. It can teach us about ourselves, our values, and our priorities. It can help us become wiser, stronger, and more resilient. So the next time you feel regret, remember the Stoic principles. Accept what has happened, learn from it, focus on what you can control, and live in the present. Regret doesn't have to hold you back. It can be the stepping stone to a better, more meaningful life.